When we venture out to try anything new or level up in what we've already done, a nasty bug infects our psyche. It's like a termite eroding the foundation of our identity. It's called imposter syndrome. If you think you've never experienced it, you're not being honest. I'm not saying that to be smug or accusatory. It's just a reality. There is not a single one of us who has ever drawn breath on this planet who has not questioned ourselves at some point. Each of us has grappled with the anxiety that we don't deserve what we have, that we aren't truly good enough to rise to the occasion, that we aren't capable of sustaining this new level. It may only whisper to us in the wee small hours when we are alone, but it might scream loudly enough to drown out the other voice that says, you are here because you worked hard, because you bring something special to the table, because you have proven yourself capable. If you've worked past the messaging that says you're too late and that pursuing a dream is self-indulgent, your next roadblock is likely going to be this sense that you're fooling yourself if you think this is something you can do. I want you to understand two things. One, maybe you can't. Not everything was meant for everyone, but you won't know unless you try. And two, this feeling of being an imposter is temporary, unless you invite it to stay. We've already talked about the various ways we are creatives. I want to encourage you to think about the ways you might be denying an individual or a community the benefit of something you bring to the table. My mother was the embodiment of the saying, necessity is the mother of invention. She was raised by a mother who grew up in the Dust Bowl of Texas during the Great Depression. And when she was raising her own family, finances were extremely tight as well. But she was innovative and imaginative and came up with some incredible life hacks to meet our needs. Later in life, she invented other tools to perform tasks as mobility decreased or when she just needed more convenience in day-to-day functions. Some of these creations were just her version of something she saw somewhere but couldn't afford. But much of what she came up with was new. If she encountered a need, she searched for something to address it. If she came up empty in the marketplace, she endeavored to make her own. Sounds pretty amazing, right? The tragedy in this story is that she had convinced herself no one else would ever want something like this, or surely someone else had thought of it first. She had one of the worst cases of imposter syndrome I've seen in someone so brilliant. I am convinced that if she had been paired with the right mentor when she started college, she would have been guided into the right course of study to expand her gifts, and she could have had a career as an engineer or some other field of innovation. But somewhere along the way, she bought into the lie that she wasn't very smart and that she didn't have a lot to offer. As I write this, I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary of losing her to Alzheimer's. One of the most profound sources of sadness for me is that I didn't pay close enough attention to discover these gifts in her and encourage her to explore more of this side of herself. It is my earnest plea that you will take a lesson from this story and not allow yourself to diminish your perception of what you have to offer, that you will embrace the nudges towards something a little bigger, maybe a little scary, and throw off that shroud of the imposter syndrome lie. Recognize that your self-expression is valid in whatever form it takes shape. Look for ways you might make a difference in someone else's life. Allow yourself to be that for them, for the world, or just for yourself. It doesn't have to be big to be impactful, but sometimes you are meant for greatness.